Alright everybody, it's time for class with Daniel Beal. Today we're going to be talking about what causes major world problems. Religion. Well, sort of, kind of. Maybe. I don't know. Point of view shit. Whatever. Alright, so AP World History. World Religion. Illuminati. Judaism. Christianity. And Islam. We shall not be doing the Illuminati because I accidentally drew that when I was trying to draw the Star of David. So just ignore it for now. Alright, so let's get to the oldest and probably one of the first monolithic religions known to man. Judaism. Judaism, we believe, was probably founded around 2000 BCE in the land of Canaan, which is around Palestine, one of the most fought over places in the world due to religion. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Alright, so at first people believed that Judaism was probably was founded by the Hebrews. Those guys were walking around. They most likely probably started off worshiping many gods, as did anyone else, at first, all religions were pretty much polytheistic, except for Zoroastrianism. But eventually, they kind of, do their own thing by creating one single almighty being, God. Or, other way around, other than they creating, whether or not you believe, if God was the creator, then in that case, there was always God, and he was just trying to get the guys to, worship right, Eventually, they do get it right, if you are religious in that sense. Anyway, let's go back to this. Alright, so we're at, it's one of the first monolithic religions in the world. Yeah, very important. You should know that. Anyway, alright, so let's go to Abraham. No, not Lincoln. You got around another 4,000 years to come to that. Alright, but around 2000 or around 19,000, we meet Abraham. He's the first Jew to really have a one-on-one, mano-a-mano relationship with God that the history can kind of support. Of course, you have people like, Job, Noah and Adam, all those guys, but, we're not sure if we can't officially say they existed due to history. It's just kind of stuff how we can't say AD anymore, we have to say CE, we can't say BC, BCE. For political stuff, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, whatever. Let's get back on topic. Alright, so, yeah, we get to Abraham, Abraham, he's just this guy, he's like a sheep herder, he's walking around, he's a pretty old guy who's with his wife Sarah. He's chilling, he also has his favorite nephew. I don't know his name's not really too important to this unless you like Bible stuff. Anyway, let's get back to Abraham. So Abraham's chilling, he's walking around, then all of a sudden God's like, yo, you shall be the father of my chosen people, and he takes him on this mountain, and he shows him, the stars and the sands. He's like, your descendants shall outnumber both the number of stars in the sky and the sands of the desert. Abraham's pretty happy, but at the same time, he's like, yo, big guy up there. I don't have a son of my own though, something like that. Anyway, stuff happens, and eventually, he has a relationship with his wife's handmaiden, who eventually their son, goes on to become major figures in Islam. And that kind of fulfills part of the prophecy of, stars and the sands. I'll get more in depth in that in a minute. But then, he eventually sends them on their way as he feels bad, and his wife probably is not too happy with it. Eventually, though, his wife gives birth to Isaac. And eventually, Isaac, will eventually help form Judaism and later on Christianity. So this kind of builds on the stars in the sky and sands of the desert, in that basically what just happened there was that two of the world's largest religions was just created there, basically, which is kind of true in that there have been probably billions of Muslims and billions of Christians and Jews, It's quite a bit, probably as not many as stars in the sky and sands, that's like that. It's figure of speeches, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so let's get more into detail. Alright, so stuff happens, along the line, all this other stuff, and eventually the Jews end up in Egypt. They're chilling there until the Pharaoh just straight up goes, yo, you're my slaves now. This is how it's going to be. So from 1875 to 1450 BC, the Jews are enslaved in Egypt. They're sad, like, help us. And God's like, okay, I will send you a savior. Yeah, and God sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, so, Moses comes down, he has some ties to the Egyptian royalty in the fact that we all kind of know the story about how he was saved in the river by the prince daughter of the pharaoh handmaiden something along those lines. Grew up with the royal family, but is told that he's a Jew. He has that in the back of his head. Feels kind of weird about it. He's not an Egyptian, but he's not entirely a Jew because he wasn't grew up growing. He kind of has silver spoon in his mouth, whatever you want to call it. Eventually, he kills somebody like an Egyptian enslaver, and then he goes on the run. And he's out. Eventually, he meets into someone. Meets a girl, gets married, gets hitched, all that kind of stuff. Life is going okay. The Jews are still chilling down in Egypt. Enslaved, working their hindies all day. Because you got that new athletic center ain't gonna build itself. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're obviously not Christ schools. That was brought up poorly. Anyway.